If you read through the whole Bible, this idea of blood and there's life in the blood is throughout the Old Testament, all these animals that need to be sacrificed. And then in the New Testament, it's related to how Christ died for us. Well, I didn't ask Christ to die for me. I feel bad that he had to die for me. But what if all this about the blood and life is in the blood is God working out a different story about an entity that should have died for itself? What if it was told, hey, you know what? Iniquity is found within your heart. And that's another big topic that's very fascinating, is look how many times the heart is mentioned, the heart of man and the heart of Lucifer, where iniquity was hidden in his heart. So he's hiding this iniquity, which he wanted to take over God's position, push God off the throne, essentially. So he's got this hidden iniquity, which is going to ruin everything. And when we're seeing that, nobody can rule or govern properly other than God, or Christ himself came down here and proved he would be an awesome leader, came and proved it. So what if, right here it says, Christ's blood was given to us. He died for us. Did he really have to die for us? Couldn't we have died for ourselves? Said, okay, I'll die. Kill me. I'll be resurrected. Just resurrect me. I have faith. What if he told the devil the same thing? Something similar, not the same thing. I'm speculating here because this idea of the blood is minimized in a lot of churches. There's a big church over here where I live called Mariners, and the guy says, we're not talking about the blood. That's kind of gross. Well, it's a very important part if God offered Satan a plan of salvation and he refused it, or if he said, you know what, I don't believe you. What if God said, you've got to die and I will resurrect you? And the devil is such a tricky dude that he simulated and faked out in a deceptive way, thought, okay, well, here you go. Or he substituted a lot of children's, all this sacrifice on these altars. What in the world is that all about? Is he saying, oh, well, this will suffice for me. I don't need to die. So God tells Lucifer, hey, I'm going to let you die. There's iniquity found in your heart. It's going to end up ruining everything unless I intercede. And the devil says, no, I don't think you're going to do it. I think you'll kill me, and then I'll be the laughing stock. So the devil doesn't think God can do it or will do it. So he decides to show the devil up and come down here on earth and die for all of us. And we have faith that God can do this for us. So it could sort of say the devil either tried to trick everybody and make some events happen over and over again that, he died, or he faked his own death, like what may be happening here with this Charlie Kirk guy that, what if this dude has faked his own death and he's going to come back as instead of Christ? Wouldn't that be wild? Because he's going to deceive many, even the elect, even people like you and me who's interested in this stuff. I know you're probably not interested in this stuff if you didn't listen this long, 4 minutes and 22 seconds in. But I share this with peeps because all these deeper topics, and this guy here has probably got an INTJ personality, very interested in concepts and ideas. But anyhow, Satan didn't have any faith in God, but he does have faith in himself because God is going to allow him to try to take over the earth with politics. And he's going to get a couple of cohorts miracle workers. It's fascinating. If you want to know of a very good story interlaced throughout the whole Bible, all about the redemption plan of God and the rebellious plan of Lucifer. And, if God is a God of love, did he ever offer Lucifer a plan of salvation? Well, this may be playing out on earth where Christ came down to earth, died for us, and we have faith that he will do it without us ever even seeing him, where Lucifer was up there hobnobbing around and is hiding the iniquity in his heart. So mankind was born. A lot of ministers will say, well, sin didn't enter the earth until it came upon the heart of man. Man's the first sinner. Well, the OG sinner or rebeller was a very high-ranking angelic being that wanted to take over. So God is making a really interesting story for us to follow and be part of. Because if we don't follow what God has said to do, which is believing that Christ died, came to the earth, lived a sinless life, was killed, was in the ground for 3 days, and that proves you're dead. So maybe Satan tried to fake his own death and fake this resurrection, which that's what Revelation says is going to happen. This instead of Christ is going to fake his own death, but it's going to look so real, people are going to believe it. So he's an usurper. He's a copycat. He's incorrigible. God has given him plenty of chances. Look how he's playing with him like a rat, in the Garden of Eden. And after he is fasting for 40 days, he gives him a lot of respect. He's going to let him try to take over the earth through politics in the Middle East. Get everybody to worship him, because that's essentially what he wants. Take God's worship, heap it upon himself, and try to convince everybody that God is bad for some reason and he is good. So I think that's about it. Hopefully this helps somebody about the blood, how important it is. And maybe God's trying to prove to all the watching angels, and that we'll know that you have to give up your life, essentially. It's a great analogy. And if God told Satan, hey, I'm going to have to kill you, but I'll resurrect you. And I'm thinking he possibly would make him better, because he would have the wisdom to know, hey, I tried to take over God's throne. That was a big mistake. Don't any of you ever try it. And he would be able to testify that he was wrong, mistaken, and God forgave him. So Satan's got faith in himself. He has no faith in God's plan. And that can be likened to a lot of people on earth have no faith that God's going to, have an afterlife and a plan to be with him forever. My dad thought, hey, when you die, he told me, when you die, you're going to be buried like a dog in the dirt. And I'm going, well, couldn't I just float around out in space forever? Which would probably be another miserable thing. But he goes, nope, you're going to die in the dirt, never to be remembered again. So maybe that was a good thing, because I really thought, you're wrong, Dad. There's got to be something more to life. And I started studying and was open to, when the gospel was presented to me, that I was very willing to listen. So there you go. Life of the creatures in the blood. So maybe Lucifer was supposed to make atonement for himself by dying for himself, because the Bible does say that Christ did not die for the angels. So thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.